Hello everyone, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, Washington. Thank you for joining me today. Before I get started, the housekeeping notes. All the product I'm using and all the dimensions will be listed below. There's a link to my online store if you wish to purchase any of these products. There's our links to our Facebook group. We'd love to have you join that. And finally, remember to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube and help me grow in YouTube world. Today we're going to be playing with Darling Dinos. This is a $1 million stamp set done by Diana Gibbs. Most of you, maybe if you've seen her videos, know her as Di. Anyhow, we're going to play with this set. There is this and the dies. Now I've taken out a few dies and I'll show you those in a little while, but there's dies to cut out the dinosaurs, the rocks, these make like a grass piece. Lots of fun things in there. So we're going to be playing with this set. I'm going to put these right back where they belong so I don't lose them. Now I'm bringing in a couple other things. We're going to be using bright borders. We're using just one verse, The Future is Bright. And I'm bringing in, to go with these dinosaurs, Lilly Pond Lane DSP. This is the one that has all the cute ducks and stuff. I'm not going to unwrap it all, but I'm sure you see it's in the annual catalog. And I'm going to show you what we're making. First, we have a nice envelope. I've just put some DSP on the back. And this is our card. It says, "The future is bright." And my dinosaur looks like he's going to hatch, and he needed a scene, and that's why I took some paper out of that set. You could use any DSP that has a scene and build your dinosaur in. So the future is bright, and up comes our dinosaur who's been born. And hope your birthday is dynamite. So this is the card we're going to make, and I'm going to show you how I built him and put this inside the card there. It's tucked in the side. So let's get started. So I think what we're going to do first is we're going to do some stamping. Don't need the envelope. I'm gathering pieces here. So we'll need this for our envelope, and we'll do that in a bit. Needs some white paper. This is for the inside of our card. And I need a scrap, only one, so we'll go from there. So let's get a mat out. And let's get our dinosaur stamped. And I'm going to do him in Memento black. Do him first so he has a chance to sit and dry a little bit before we color him. It's always a good idea. Now we're going to be die cutting him. So we'll let him sit over here and dry for a minute. And that is it for black. Our verse on the inside of our card is going to be done in Azure Afternoon. And put that right there. And while I've got the Azure Afternoon out, we're going to grab something else. I die cut. Oop, I miscounted. I didn't die cut the right number. You need 3 large, and these are out of Basic Beige. You need 1 small one, and you need 1 out of Blueberry Bushel. And I didn't cut the other one, so we're going to stop the stamping for just a second and die cut that because I need to stamp him. Hey, it wouldn't be a video if I forgot to do something. And here's the cute little egg dies. Like that. So I better do one more so we can stamp him. Cut them out just before I start, and I thought, oh, I got them all cut out. I can't count this morning. It's early. There we go. Okay, now the blue one, we're not going to do anything to it right now, but we're going to put a little bit of spots on our shells. Make sure I've got them going the right direction. And there's this little dottage here. It looks like little spots. Get that back in the camera so you can see it. And I'm just going to put a little clump here. And a little one here, just about in the same spot on all of them. And a little bit at the top of the little one, like that. So there's our parts of our egg we're gonna need. Set those off to the side here. Okay, we'll come back to this blue in a little while because we'll have to do it again on another part. But we gotta finish the inside of our card. We need some grass for our dinosaur to sit in. I'm using Granny Apple Green. There's this little grass. So it'll take you a minute. I'm doing double stamping. I'm just sort of going back and forth, filling in. Oh. Sometimes double, sometimes not. Just making a little cluster of grass for our dinosaur to sit into. Filling any of the little spots in. You know, grass goes every which way. Oh dear. Did you just see what I did? I ran the block through. You know what we're going to do? Whoop. And then I dropped the whole thing in my lap, right into my shirt. Hey, let's start this again. Don't rock your block. Because then you make a mess of your paper and you have to start over. But that's okay. That's why there's two sides to a piece of paper. I just want to go over far enough to have a nice place for my dinosaur. I think that looks pretty good. And we'll grab that blue back out and re-stamp the first on the inside. There we go. So that's the inside of our card. Now we'll come back to this Azure Afternoon in a little while because we are going to stamp directly on our DSP, but I don't have that done yet. Boy, I'm having a terrible time. I just hit a little spot, but I'm not going to worry about it. So the next thing we're going to need is we do need our card base, which is Pretty Peacock, 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. I'll give that a good burnish. Here's my own folder. And then we need a piece of our DSP. I thought I'd let you see how I cut this. Show you how I cut it. That sounds better, doesn't it? So I know I need a piece that is, make sure I got my direction, needs to be 5 3/8 high. So I want to take a little off here. So I'm just going to take off maybe a 1/4 inch off the bottom. But you could take it clear to the bottom, it doesn't matter. And then we're going to come over to 5 3/8. So we get a little bit of the sky. So I'm just sort of evenly taking a little sky, a little of the grass. And then it's going to be 4 1/8 this way. So we have some pieces to use for that. Now, how I got the piece in here for my dinosaur egg to sit in, I just put this in the track here. There's no exact measurement, just sort of figure out where you want him to sit. And I wanted him sort of right above this clump here. I just put this in here, bring my blade down and just cutting a little slit. Now it's maybe 1 inch, but if it's not big enough for my egg, you can see the slit right there. If it's not big enough, we'll just take the snips and give a little more space. So the other thing I needed to stamp was our verse at the top here, which is "The future is bright," because the dinosaur's going to be born and his future will be bright, and so will yours when you get this very fun card in the mail or when you send it to somebody. There we go. The future is bright. Now I think we've got all the pieces except for the dinosaur, which needs to be colored. I don't always color in front of you guys, but today it's a simple coloring job. We are using light Daffodil Delight, light Azure, and light Blueberry Bushel. The yellow Daffodil is for his little nails and his belly. I guess I could scoot this in a little bit for you. There we go. I know I'm not a great colorist. I'm Trying to get better, but this is a playful, oh, don't forget his toes. He's a playful dino, so. And then I'm going to take the Azure. And I'm just going to go around here. Going right around his face. Up to his little spots here. Around his spots. Get his arms. You can make your dinosaur any color you want. I just thought, why not have a blue dinosaur? I've never seen a live dinosaur. Even the colors that they have in the, you know, when they have in displays with stuff, they don't always say they're, you know, they don't know what color they were. They're just guessing. And come back to some of this big open area. I probably should put the nib back on, but I am going to put the nib back on so I don't go over. Anyhow, I know this is going to be my last video for 2024. It's hard to believe the year's already over. But it is. And I'm just about done coloring him, except for his spikes. There we go. Now we'll color his spikes with light Blueberry Bushel. I tried Azure, the dark Azure, but it wasn't, I wanted a different little contrast between the colors. And the Blueberry gave me that contrast. And there's our dino, all colored. Let's see if I can move this back out. It's causing extra problems. And we'll grab the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine here. Mine commonly referred to as Little Cranky. And put the die on here and die cut him. And put tape on there so he doesn't move after all that coloring work. And get Little Cranky out of the way. There we go. So let's build this card. So before we can put this on the front, we need to build our dinosaur egg. So what I did was I took 2 of the large pieces and I took this one here. I tried to circle to see if I could cut it out and it was just not the right size. And I'm just going in here and just lopping off those 2 little pieces off the side. So when I put him in here, he didn't go over the sides here. That's all I did. And then I'm just going to take a little glue. I just needed something inside that looked like maybe a dinosaur might be popping out. Then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to put a little glue right here on the, just right on the edge, not a lot. And then just sort of put them together. And no 2 are going to be exactly alike, but about like that. So it looks like you can see something coming out of the dinosaur as it's cracking. And then what we need to do is we need to print him in. Oh, and I did cut this the right length. But it doesn't always have to be. It can be crooked. I think I'm going to print him a little more crooked this time. So we're going to put this on the front of our card like this. So what I want to do is I'm just leaving him sitting in there, sort of holding my hand on him, putting glue on the back. And then I'm just going to tuck just a dab of glue right underneath where the little eggshell is. And put it on my card front straight as I can. Got 1/8 inch borders, very tiny border on this one. Okay, now we're not done with him yet. We're gonna come back to him in a second. We're gonna open this up and put the inside of our card in. And no one will tell that I made a mess on the first one, right? I know, you won't do it. And I appreciate that. I know, you guys just all come to watch me make a mess. Okay. Next, I'm going to put this in here about like that. And I'm not putting dimensionals on this because it's inside the card and I don't want him too bulky. Putting him up high enough. Then I'm going to take his egg that he's coming out of and just put it about like that. A little tilted. He's trying to get out of his egg. And then his little top of his eggshell, little piece he's got stuck on his head. I'll put it right about there. That little piece right there, I will get my sand eraser and take that little smudge off. Actually, I have my sand eraser right here. I do, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. If you could, I don't know if you can see it. There is the tiniest little smudge right there. This is a mono sand eraser. You can buy them in all craft stores and Amazon. Everybody has them. But if you just have a tiniest little speck of ink, you can literally erase it right off with that. Now it's gone. So that's the inside. This piece here, we are going to use a couple dimensionals. I'm going to take 2. I'm taking the backing off of them when it's on my finger here. I'm going to put one down lower. And then the other one, I'm going to put up here higher. So our egg has got some elevation on it. And then I looked at the card and I said, oh, we need something else. Looks a little plain. So I grabbed the brass butterflies and dragonflies and birds. And I thought we would put some birds on this. And so I'm going to have, they go both directions. I'm going to put one going this way and another one coming down here. And then I'm going to trap some butterflies. If I can get them out of the package. I have a bird that's in the wrong place. Sorry, my voice is getting a little scratchy. I'm going to take a little butterfly and put on his eggshell. And then that butterfly, after he was born, ended up on his nose. My story, I'm sticking to it. And that is our little dino card. Now, as far as putting a piece of DSP on here, this is just a little foot. It's a little large, but it's 3.5 or 2.5. It's just a piece of scrap that was in the thing, and I decided since it matched the front of the M card, I would use it. And all I'm going to do is put tape. I recommend tape over glue. You know I love my glue, but tape works better on the envelopes. And then I'm just going to make sure my cattails are going the right direction. I'll line it right up at the top here. And I'm sure you've all done this before. And then I'm just going to trim right around my envelope. You have a little extra paper and you want to use it instead of stamping on your envelope, that's a nice way to do it. And that is our last project for 2024. I hope you enjoy it, and everybody have a wonderful and safe new year, and I will see you on January 2nd. Bye-bye.